Sayanti from OpGov, यानी कि Open Governance Gov. And here we always try to make things very transparent with the government that we are having. And today I am so excited because I have attorney Gopal Krishan with me, and he is a candidate for the Alameda County District Attorney in 2026. His campaign is built on a platform of accountability, transparency, and using technology to track public outcomes. Attorney Gopal Krishan, welcome to OP Governance.
Thanks for having me here.
First thing I really want to do is I want to give you the platform for a 2-minute pitch about your campaign.
Sure, that's a very good idea. So, as of you know, that I'm an attorney. I live here, I work here. She's my wife, better half. and I'm running for the district attorney. This is the first time running for any post. I'm not a politician, so if you're expecting something from the polished politician, I'm not one of those. And that's one of the main reason that you should choose me, because the current district attorney and the attorney before that, an attorney, district attorney before that, they were too close to the system. They were seasoned politicians, seasoned bureaucratic basically. So they were not working for the public. As a public person, because I have my private practice, I deal with the individual, so I know what is the issues they are having. I am the right candidate to be the district attorney so that I can handle people and I can treat their individual problem, and I can see them that each and every community, they have a different set of problems. Like the people we have in Fremont, they may not have the same problem like the folks in Oakland, or the people there in San Leandro, San Lorenzo. They may not have the same problem which the people they have in Livermore, Dublin, or Pleasanton. So each and every community, they have their own problem, and I have clients from everywhere, so I know what is going on in this county. So that's the initiation, that's the motivation. I decided to run for the election. But for you, why do you need a change? The reason the people of the Alameda County, they need a change because it's not working. The current system is not working. No matter who the person is, something is not working. The person who is not working for the people, the district attorney post is a post for the public. It is a public post. So when somebody is selected, they should be answerable to the public. I don't think so the public got any answer from the district attorney office ever. The last time I saw the answer was from the Pamela Price. At that time, when she lost the recall, at that time she came up at the podium and gave the speech that, oh, this is what I have done. So when you think like that, if I'm your attorney and I'm giving the status update when you are firing me, what kind of attorney I am? So as an attorney, my job should be, if I'm the attorney for the whole district, my job is to give you the regular updates. What is going on, what is working, what is not working. So when you hire me, you expect that, not when you fire me. I'm not gonna come to you and you fire me, hey, you know what, I have done this or I have done this. So have an attorney who can work for you. Second is, why do you need a new attorney? Because the current system, not in just in this county, in many counties, they are very soft on crime. The soft on crime means they let the criminals go, $0 bail, no jail time, deals. The cops, they are charging the people with the felony, and the district attorney office, they have a deal. There are programs for that. And majority of the conviction, if you see that, just because I'm saying the people are convicted doesn't mean, okay, they were convicted for the original crimes, original charges. Most of the time, I would say, out of 100% criminal convictions, 93% are by the plea deal, and out of those 93%, about 70 to 80%, they are because of the lower crime. There is a lower plea deal for the lower criminal crimes. So as a district attorney, when somebody is working hard and I'm not making any policy, this is what's going to happen. And if you see the outcome, it is not a one-day outcome. When you see the outcome, you don't feel safe. How do you know that you don't feel safe? You don't go to, no, you don't flash the jewelry. You should not be flashing the jewelry anyway. But I have seen the reports, the religious places, they are being targeted. The jewelry stores, they are being targeted. The local homes, the Indian homes, they are being targeted. somehow they're in the understanding that nothing is going to happen. And believe me, most of the time nothing happens. Why? Because there's no such policy for that. When you have a district attorney who has very clear policy that, okay, if you do this, this is the outcome. So the criminals, before they go out, get in the car, they'll know if I get caught, I'm going to have jail time, I'm going to have extreme fine. There is no way out for that. Most of the time, they will skip at least the Alameda County. So that's my goal as your district attorney. Once we secure the Alameda County, then we can actually work with the other district attorney in the neighboring counties to make sure that the whole neighborhood is safe. That includes Alameda County, San Joaquin County, San Mateo County, Santa Clara County. But as of right now, the safety is going to start from the home. That's the home, Alameda County. I live here, so I'm going to start from here.
That's wonderful. Gopal, I really want to ask you because in open governance, our mantra is very simple. We question, okay? We understand, we assemble, and then we find the proper person who can actually lead us through this governmental procedure. Because sometimes, for the layman, for the common man, government is something that we cannot touch. It's like always something very tricky. But as I see your website, your campaign, and as I hear it right now, you are talking a lot about being transparent, being there for the people. So here comes my question, because the current DA has already been recalled and she's still running. Okay. So what would you do different than the people that we have already seen in the DA's office?
I'll see, it's not just me. My job is to make the policies. So very first thing I'm going to do is to make sure that the district attorney office is not soft on the crime. If you are if you are arrested and there are charges filed, there has to be some consequences. There are some exceptions. If you are a first-time offender, yes, I can make an exceptions. But if you are a repeat offender or a violent offender, even if it's the first time, no, you're not gonna get away just like that. So that's the very first thing, and it's gonna happen in a consistent basis. Every time you get arrested, you're gonna get some consequences for that. So you can do whatever you want. But my job as a district attorney to make sure that you get punishment. Think like if you are a kid and we are not punishing you, we are rewarding you. So there is no reward system. There is no soft deals on that. And $0 bail crime, I can make a policy based on the crime that there should be at least a $10,000 amount, especially for the shoplifters and the small criminals, so that it can work as a deterrent to not to repeat that crime again. That's one thing. Second thing is transparency, obviously. I'm going to have my policies, and each and every county, each and every community, they have their own policies. In Alameda County, we're going to have the policies based on the communities. Why? Because if we say, in fact, if we talk about the community, the Indian communities, they have a different issues. There is a hate crime about the Indian communities. There's a hate crime about the Hispanic communities. I'm not talking about the ICE here. I'm talking about the in general. There is a hate crime about the African American community. And they are not the same hate crime. Whatever the hate crime the Indian community is facing is not the same as the Hispanic, and it is not the same as the African American community or the Asian communities. So I will work with all the local people that what are the main problems they are having and what is the solution they are looking for, what they want from the attorney. My job is to implicate the law. It is a public post. Public will decide this is how we should actually do it. Imagine a scenario. You are in a court and you have a jury. So the reason we have a jury, because the jury will decide this person didn't do anything or this person did something. So by the end of the day, it is the voice of the people. The jury represent the section of the society. So same thing, the community leader will represent that community, and on the basis of that, I can actually make a policy, change a policy, revise a policy, and whatever the policy I'm making, if it is working, good. If it is not working, we can again work on that. Nothing is firm, because if you cannot change, nothing is perfect. You have to keep a room for change in it. So that's my policy. And how do we know that something is working or not? That's the transparency. That's the third prong. on my website, I'm going to use the technology and the AI to see that this plan is working, this policy is working, and we have some slowdown in the crime. I'm not talking about the slowdown in the crime based on the underreporting. I'm talking about the actual slowing down. When you see, okay, I can leave my car unlocked in a public place and nobody will open the door. When you have that kind of policy, it means as a district attorney, I'm successful. Until then, I'll keep working.
That's amazing. As you must have seen that I was jotting down some points that I've heard right now. I'll come back to each one of it, but first I really want to ask you because we were talking about crime and punishment, okay, to begin with. So my question is about the small business owners. Because right now, if there is a problem with the small business owners, they cannot self-represent themselves. They need a lawyer, and the lawyers usually they charge hefty amount of fees. Sometimes it's more than the damage that like they are filing for. So what is your thought about it? Like how can those small business owners can just get justice without spending the money on lawyers for whatever the crime they are being facing?
So when you are a small business and you have to hire a private lawyer, that doesn't come into the area of district attorney.
Okay.
As a district attorney, I will be the attorney for the whole county, not just one small business, not just the group of small business owners or just one community. I will be the attorney for the whole county. Even if you are voting me for or not, if you are the resident of this county, I will be your attorney. Okay. So attorney means that if there is a crime, my job as the top public prosecutor, my job is to sue that person so that the person can be punished. The punishment has multiple aims in it. We can reform that punishment. By the end of the day, the aim is there should be no punishment. And that's a perfect society. And I don't think so any society is perfect. There is always a crime. As a district attorney, we can lower it down. We cannot make it zero. We can always lower it down. So punishment has three different ways. One, you can say, okay, reform it. Reform means when you see a criminal and the person has done something for the first time, what are the chances that person will not do anything? So for the first time offender, if somebody is stealing something, okay, we can actually have some fine, let them go, and their fine can be used, the restitution, to pay the shop owners or the business owner. That the district attorney can do it. The second is, no, we cannot reform that person. We have to actually punish that person. Okay, when we punish that person, we can give them the punishment by fine, by jail time. Most of the time, the jail is not a very good tool to reform a person. But if we don't have any hope in reformation, we can actually send the person to the jail. If we cannot, and jail is a limited time, 5 days, 10 days, so that they will learn a lesson. The third way is we cannot fix that person. So that person will spend more time in the jail, and the habitual the offender is, the more severe punishment the person will get.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, you talked about transparency, and in DA's office, there are many things happening which should be public, and they are probably not. So, what is your idea about making them transparent? How far would you go to make the meetings transparent for the people?
So, as of right now, if you know the details, know the name of the offender or the defendant in a criminal case, you can go to the county website and see what is going on. You can download the documents as well. So one by one, yes, it is possible. That's the court platform. From the arrest record, the county has published the data, so you have that. From the district attorney office basically doesn't have anything secret. The only problem is it is not publicly available. Somebody has to look for that. They don't have that data available. Somebody has to compile the data from multiple places and get the report done. My job is to make sure this is publicly accessible. It has to be user friendly. Think like that. When you go to the Google and you see the results, it should show up like that. That yes, this is the current crime graph. This is the current scenario. These are the number of arrests. These are the number of prosecutions. And this is what is going on. And for individual, yes, if somebody is a victim and somebody is the friend of the victim, they can actually sign up so they can get regular updates.
So, are you planning to implement some sort of technology or AI to make it more accessible to the people?
That's right. This is the Silicon Valley, and if we don't have
Yeah.
the AI in this area, no,
Where else?
where else?
Okay, okay, that's great. So, it's definitely the bridging the gap is something that in open governance we always talk about, because that's how we build trust. So, now if I ask you that we are here, we are listening to all of the talk and whatever claims we are hearing right now, but from open governance, we follow that person because you are the representative of the people of like Alameda County, and if it is like from 4 years from now, where do you see yourself? Because I know that you're making some claims and you are definitely gonna work on them. But when it's like 1 year, 2 year, and like till 4 year, what changes is there in your mind that you think that in 4 years these are my goals and this is what I'm gonna achieve for the people of Alameda County?
Let's talk about 2 years first, because
Okay.
the election is gonna come up in 2 years,
Mhm.
2028. So this is the remaining term of the recalled District Attorney Pamela Price. So I will be joining only for that term. So 2026 to 2028. In 2028, uh, uh, then it is 4 years.
Mhm.
So I will be up for the election again in 2 years. This is 2026. So not much time. Within 2020, within that time period, the immediate goal is to have some infrastructure ready, so that we can see on the district attorney website, official website, that this is what I'm doing. My policy has to be published, publicly available, without any password, without, you will see those policies first, and after that you will see my face. It should be that apparent. There is no social networking for the district attorney office. I do see there is a Facebook page. I don't see anything on the Instagram. So we have to be there on the Instagram to reach the young voters, young public, because they should be aware of that too. And in fact, the new breed of criminals, they are young. They are 19 to 23. The guy who robbed the Kumar jewelers, they got arrested by the FBI. Their age group is very young. So we have to send the awareness. The Instagram, the social media is the best way to reach to those people. We cannot be traditional. This is Silicon Valley. We have to have a social media. We have to be loud on social media as the public office. So this is what I can achieve. Once we have those everywhere, the if somebody is watching, that includes the person who's planning to commit a crime, will watch that too. And if they can actually, we can stop the crime before it happens, that's a win-win for everybody. That's win-win for the parents of that person, spouse of that person, and law enforcement, and for me.
Okay, that's great. But in Silicon Valley, these days, we are seeing a lot of hate crimes. So, do you think that it will be possible in the near future when, like, if you get elected, to have a portal where people can anonymously report the hate crimes and they can go from there? Because, even reporting the hate crimes takes a lot of courage these days because then their lives are in trouble. So, what can you do about this?
So the answer is, I think, yes, you can report the hate crime. There are law enforcement agencies, the local law enforcement agencies, the cops, they have their portal, online portal. So you can report them. Uh, as a district attorney, I can talk to all the police chiefs and the sheriff to actually investigate each and every hate crime and submit a report, and file the charges on that. Because most of the time there is no investigation. I don't know the reason. Maybe the one reason is nobody reports it, or if there is a report, there is no investigation. If there is investigation, they don't submit the charges because somehow they think by the end of the day, district attorney office is not going to do anything about that. So if it comes to my table, I'm going to have a look, and literally I will set some examples on that. Not just the Indian community, not just the one specific community. For everywhere, hate crime is not what we should do as a human. This is the worst thing we can do. When we cannot do anything, we actually pick on the colors, pick on the appearance. Nobody actually picked their own colors and the appearances. So this is one thing which we should control, morally and legally, both.
So, in your website, I saw that you have said that victims are not just witnesses, right? And they can, they deserve a voice, and exactly that you just promised right now. So, my question is, sometimes we see that the corruption is not outside, it's inside the government as well. So even in DA's office, like there were multiple, we have seen multiple examples where there were some corruption. So how do you think that you would fight that?
If you can report the corruption as a district attorney, my office will have the independent authority to investigate that corruption as well. That includes within office or outside the office too. So the answer is yes. The district attorney office, all the ADAs, they have to hold very high moral standards. So no, there is a zero tolerance for the corruption in my office when I'm in the office. Zero.
Okay, that sounds very promising actually. But if, say, a resident of Oakland or Fremont, they wanted to know where's the, whether the DA's office is doing a good job, like what will be the measures for them? What will be the three things that they should look out and say that, okay, the DA's office is doing a good job?
The very first things anybody should actually look for, how many charges were submitted to the district attorney office, because as a district attorney office I cannot actually make the law enforcement authorities to prepare and submit the charges. That's one thing. And how many cases were filed out of those charges, and how many convictions were. So you have a pipeline on that. It's not that hard to see. Additionally, the district attorney office has independent investigating authority. Uh, Sometimes the law been, the people, they misuse the law. The best example of most abused law is the American Disability Act. There are few specific law firms or say companies, they are actually doing it. So once I become the district attorney, I will see, okay, what I can do to fix that. It's going to help a lot of businesses. I have helped many businesses, and I'm seeing that nothing is happening on that field. So if I can investigate that, I will do that.
One question I really want to ask from open governance, because as I said that here we really like transparency, we bridge the gap, we question a lot. Okay, so the question for you right now is, how will you handle criticism after 1 year? There will be some negativity.
It's
How will
normal.
you handle?
It's normal. So district attorney office is just another role as an attorney. You have to be an attorney, and obviously it is no. I cannot satisfy everybody. Nobody has the 100% satisfaction rate. My job is to improve myself with each and every criticism. Instead of attacking that or responding to that, sometimes the criticism is good for the career, good for the life, good for the policies. So the answer is yes. If we can improve with each and every criticism, why not?
So transparency is good. Sometimes transparency can be bad as well. So how far will you go for because some people use it for good purpose, some people they just misuse that. So when you make all whatever the data transparent, like how far will you go to protect the security of the people in terms of transparency?
Some private data, I totally agree with you. Some private data should not be revealed, like minor's name, date of birth. We already have the, the laws to protect that information. You don't need a district attorney just to do that. So, and same thing, when I'm making a data published, the data is basically already publicly available. It is not at one place, and sometimes you don't know what to look for. My job is to make it presentable.
Okay, that makes sense. Like on that note, I really want to tell everybody and tell you also, Gopal, that in open governance, as I mentioned, that we always are there for the people and the government, the bridge between government and people. So we will be definitely rooting
Thank
for
you.
people like you, and we will be watching.
Yeah, I
And
need watchers.
we
Everybody
will
need
be
watchers.
watching, and we will make sure that you live up to whatever claims you made it today on this table.
Totally
So
agree.
so look out for that. 2 years, 4 years, all that time, all the open governance viewers and us, we will all root for you, but we will watch every step that you are taking. And we believe that yes, you would probably be able to live up to all the expectations that people are gonna have.
Thank you. So the word I said accountability, that includes watching. Think like that. If I commit to myself, I'm going to go to the gym every day. Okay. And nobody is going to ask me that, did you go to the gym? I won't go to the gym. Personal note, I didn't go to the gym. So the accountability has to be there. If nobody is watching, the gym is just one example. The people, they will skip on very basic things. Think like that. If nobody is watching, they'll skip the whole thing. So yes, it is important. I have already included that into my agenda. The accountability is already there. You don't have to watch me. I'll come and tell you, hey, you know what? This is what I have done.
That's wonderful. And with that, we wish you all the best for your
Thank